Hello, this is Iron Pod, which is proudly brought to you by West Blue Consulting, Ghana Oil Company Limited, Go Oil, and Ghana Community Network Services, GCNet. Proud media partner is the Business and Financial Times. People, this week is not the best of weeks for the port industry at all, and that is because there is a big confusion regarding the implementation of the cargo tracking note systems, that's the CTN systems. And this is where importers are required to send in their invoices ahead of time before their cargoes arrive in Ghana. Now, the Freight Forwarder Association said they are not happy at all with how that particular procedure or that particular policy is being handled. They have fought against it before. The Vice President withdrew that particular policy, and now it's being implemented again by the Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority. The freight forwarders say if this continues this week, beginning Monday, they are going on a sit-down strike.
The Association of Freight Forwarders operating at the TEMA port has threatened not to pay duties at the country's ports starting Monday, August 2018, if the government fails to scrap the cargo tracking note system being implemented. The Cargo Tracking Note, CTN, is a platform by the Ghana Revenue Authority for collection and management of commercials and logistical information relating to the cargo and ship from port of loading. At a joint press conference with the Association of Custom House Agents of Ghana, Custom Brokers Association of Ghana, Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders, and Importers and Exporters Association of Ghana, the president of the Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders, Kwabena Ofosu-Appiah, said the CTN is a threat to national security since it is not known to all trade platforms like the Ghana Community Network Services GCNet and the PASS operated by West Blue. Kwabena Ofosu-Appiah said the system, when introduced, will increase the cost of transacting business at the port, adding that failure by government to respond positively to their concerns will result in a sit-down strike of GIF's 3,000 members.
We have resolved that come Monday, 27th of August, we do not hear the suspension of the CTN for further consultation. From Monday, we are going to stop work across all the borders.
Other members of the Freight Forwarder Association said the CTN is championed by some self-seeking individuals at the expense of shippers and asked government to rescind its decision or face their wrath.
So we are paying for $200 or so or 200 euros or so to CTN to do a work of validation or verification of a particular invoice, and we are paying 1% for the issuance of the CCBR in Ghana here. And the invoices are presented to Ghana Customs, and Ghana Customs says, no, I won't accept the invoices. So the situation becomes the same.
This thing clearly flies in the face of the reforms that the Vice President is bringing on board, because it adds another layer of bureaucracy and a very unnecessary bureaucracy.
The government should listen to us. Is this going to benefit the government in any way, financially? No. The whole amount is going to some individuals. So why is the government trying to put something on us that will benefit another person? How much will go to the government? How much will go to GRA? Not even a person. An individual is making about $45 million a year on this project.
We are going to direct that no importers will give money to agents to go and pay. However, if an importer gives money for an agent, we are asking the agents to hold on till we get a result. But I'm sure, as I'm telling you, that I'm confident that this policy will not go through.
Meanwhile, the president of the Chamber of Freight and Trade, Dennis Amfosefa, has described the threats by his compatriots and other freight forwarders as unfortunate. He argued that Ghanaians will suffer if freight forwarders decide not to clear their goods from the port, and dissociated his members from the intended sit-down strike.
If you don't pay the duty today, you pay the duty tomorrow. If you don't pay the duty this week, you pay it next week. The problem you cause the importer is that you are going to find him paying a lot of demurrages and rent. Demurrages will accrued, rent will accrued, and any importer who pays demurrage or rent automatically will put it on the commodity, and the ordinary Ghanaian, my uncle in Bofuakwa, will bear the cost.
So it's not a healthy situation at all, because understanding hasn't prevailed. The shipping lines are also saying something entirely different. They are saying that if the cargo tracking note, any cargo that or any shipment that intends to come into Ghana without a cargo tracking note, they will not bring that cargo to Ghana. And because they are only trying to obey the policy that's being implemented by Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority. So whilst the freight forwarders say if the CTN is not withheld, they will not work, the shipping lines are rather saying that if you do not have the CTN as an importer, your cargo will not be carried by any shipping line.
Shipping lines operating in the country have served notice that they will not load cargoes which do not come with cargo tracking note (CTN) at the various ports of loading effective Monday 27th August 2018. This, they contend, is to avoid being slapped with fines by the Ghana Revenue Authority (GRA) despite identifiable hitches with implementation on the CTN policy. Vice President of the Ship Owners and Agents Association of Ghana (SOAG), Adam Imoro Ayana, told IMPort in an interview that from September 1st, for any shipment that is shipped on board vessels without CTN, that shipping line will be fined.
The directive that the government through GRA has given to the shipping lines is such that when they bring any cargo loaded on the 1st of September into this country without a cargo tracking note, the shipping lines will be penalized. So it's not the shipping lines rejecting cargo, but it's the directive from the government.
The GRA, in a notice to shipping lines dated June 29, 2018, and signed by the Commissioner General, Emmanuel Kofi Nti, instructed shipping lines to ensure complete compliance with implementation of the CTN by not loading containers that are not covered by the document. According to Ayana, SOAG is not happy with the fact that fines or penalties relating to non-compliance to the CTN are being targeted at shipping lines and not the shipper who is bringing in the items without the CTN.
If you levy penalties against the shipping lines instead of the shipper, then obviously cargo is going to be affected. Other than the situation where maybe they could have looked at the shipper and the shipping lines will still bring the volumes, and then gradually you phase this in. I mean, that would have been a better approach because there are a lot of teething challenges.
The decision of the shipping lines not to bring in cargo without CTN, should government allow it to fly, will come with dire consequences to the entire shipping value chain and the economy in general. For instance, cargo traffic to the country will be drastically affected given that the majority of importers and exporters are not yet logged onto the CTN platform, while shipping lines will want to consolidate cargo to enable them meet their cutoff point for certain sale.
If the volumes don't come or the vessels don't call, the port also suffers, and the port also suffers in terms of revenue. And it has to be a win-win game for everyone, because if volumes don't come, government would also suffer in terms of revenue. So I think we have to find a way of smoothing this process up for the general market.
According to Ayana, based on feedback from its clients, the CTN portal has some identifiable hitches which need to be addressed, as well as some technicalities that must be clearly defined.
It's feedback we are getting from clients, so that is the only feedback we can also give. People are complaining, they are saying all kinds of things, but they are experiencing these challenges, and they are saying that these challenges affect them processing the CTN.
Now, this is the unfortunate confusion that's ensuing within the port industry, and the earlier somebody who is responsible get the acts together and begin to iron out all the differences. Whatever is the problem, whatever the hitches are, please, let's resolve them, because we can't toy with the business of our country like that. Importers don't have time for all these back and forth because somebody doesn't agree with what and somebody agrees with what. Please, let's resolve all of these. Folks, we move away from that confusion, which we are hoping that it will be resolved, to a very important assignment that was carried out by the Board of Directors of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, led by the Chairman of the Board of Directors, Mr. Peter McMenu. The entire Board of Directors visited the impending KETA port site. There is a site that's been demarcated or allocated to build another port in the Volta region, and that's going to be allocated at Keji in the Volta region. the board of directors, as well as engineers from the Port Authority visited that region this week.
The Board of Directors of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority have visited the project site earmarked for the construction of the KETA port. The Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority had signed a memorandum of understanding with the private investor Diamond Cement Ghana Limited for the construction of the KETA port, located in the KETA municipality of the Volta region. Led by the board chairman of GPHA, Peter McMenu, and accompanied by a team of engineers from Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, the board first visited the KETA Municipal Assembly, where they engaged with the municipal chief executive, a member of the Council of State, and officials of Diamond Cement. Peter McMenu intimated that the project needed the collaboration of all relevant stakeholders to ensure that it comes to fruition.
The part of the process which demands that the board itself must come down to meet the chiefs, to meet the coordinating, because we need speed, cooperation, and peace to be able to execute the project.
The municipal chief executive of the KETA Municipal Assembly, Seth Yomewu, indicated that the project, when completed, will create jobs for the youth in the area and pledged the support of the assembly.
We are happy as KETA Municipal Assembly that this project is coming to our place here. We know that it will improve our economic activities and a lot of things for our youth here.
The general manager for Diamond Cement said the facility would help in the transportation of their clinker for the production of cement.
We want to, because of the low congestion, we want to develop a jetty for our purpose from KETA, and we want to transfer our material from here. This is our intention.
A member of Council of State who also hails from the KETA municipality, His Eminence Albert Seth Francis Nyonyo, expressed his excitement over the project and expressed optimism that the project will receive the best support to ensure its successful establishment.
But our desire, or our people's desire, is yearning to see these ports, whether it's a jetty or a private collaboration with governments. We are ready to welcome the project.
The board members and members of the KETA Municipal Assembly then proceeded to the site where the impending KETA port is proposed to be located to have a first-hand impression of the project site. The proposed KETA port is expected to be built around the Volta Lake in the town of Keji in the KETA municipality. The group also visited the plant and construction site of Diamond Cement in the Volta region. Diamond Cement Company Limited is the company who is partnering the Port Authority to construct the KETA port. The general manager of Diamond Cement Company Limited briefed the team and took them round some of the installations. The board members and the entourage continue to call on Awomefia of the Anglo State, who is the overlord of the Anglo traditional area, Togbe Siri III. He pledged his unflinching support for the project and expressed huge relief as he anticipates the project will elevate the current status of the Anglo traditional area.
We are happy.
The final place of visit by the board members and the entourage was the palace of Togbe Akulache III, the Dufia of Keji, who is the traditional leader of the town where the project is expected to be located. Prayers were said by the traditional authorities to commit the project into the hands of God. The board chairman of GPHA, Peter McMenu, thanked the people of KETA and the Anglo traditional area for the immense support given the project and expressed optimism that very soon the President of the Republic, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, will append his signature to the executive instrument for the project to take off.
Well, so whilst we have that confusion on the part of the CTN, there's also a lot of joy in the port because the board of directors are committed, as well as the director general and management of the Port Authority are very much committed to having another port at the KETA municipality in the Volta region as part of the manifesto promise of the current government. Iron Port on that note returns after the break.
Hello. Good morning. This is Samantha Wendy. I am sending a purchase order from SAT Ventures International. Our policy for new supplies is 2 containers to start with, but you must deliver within 30 days.
Don't worry at all. I'm going to get you the 4 containers within 30 days or less. Bye. to get his pineapple slices from his country to his clients overseas. Mr. Appiah and his representatives have to complete a number of regulatory compliance procedures to various international trade stakeholders.
Hey, Mama, what's going on? Get it right? I mean, how?
Using single window, Mr. Appiah has completed all his international trade procedures through one portal. He has registered his company information, applied for the necessary permit, certificates and licenses, and all that remains is for him to get a text alert for clearance and movement of goods. And that's how simple facilitating international trade could be in a single window environment. You can offer competitive services to your trading partners in China, America, even here in a simpler, faster, and cost-effective way. Single window, the only way to Ghana's economic growth is in our hands.
Here's innovation from Goyle that takes you further. New Goyle Super Synthetic 5W20 and 5W30 lubes have been expertly crafted with the latest in liquid engineering technology, highly advanced for modern engines, prolongs oil change intervals, save you fuel, clean, protect and enhance engine performance. The way engines work has become complex, and Goyle has innovated to stay ahead. Expertly crafted lubricants that work excellently with all petrol and diesel engines of today. New Goyle Super Synthetic 5W20 and 5W30 lubes. Innovation that takes you further. Goyle. Good energy.
Fraud alert. GPHA does not auction. Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority wishes to inform the general public that the authority does not buy and sell on internet platforms and does not auction cars and other items in and around the port. Beware of fraudsters who claim to auction cars and other items in the ports and defraud people in the process. For further information, contact tema@ghanaports.net or call +233 303 202 758. Beware of fraudsters.
Welcome back from the break. You're still watching Eye on Port, and next up our local news around the ports and maritime industry.
The United States Coast Guard has conducted an International Ship and Port Facility Security Code (ISPS) code audit of the Port of Tema. The ISPS code audit is a comprehensive set of measures to enhance the security of ships and port facilities developed in response to the perceived threats to ships and port facilities. The Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority has therefore collaborated with the United Coast Guard to assist and amend security arrangements inside Ghana's ports. The General Manager of Tema Fish and Harbour, Kumia J. Sam, underscored that the Port Authority places a lot of emphasis on security and has, however, put in place specific measures to make sure that security plays its major role in the port area.
Security will still play a very, very important role. Already, we place a lot of emphasis on security. We are the most secure ports in the West African sub-region, and we still want to maintain that leadership. So we need to invest into not only the processes but the practices and then the people that are in. So we'll continue to welcome your collaboration because it looks like it serves as a check, on all of us, to make sure that we do the right things, put the right systems in place.
A representative from the Ghana Maritime Authority, Commander James Adongo Agamberi, revealed that Tema Port is recognized as one of the best performing ports in the sub-region, and as a matter of fact, the authority is going to put in much effort to ensure that security in the ports is highly improved.
Ghana Ports, or Tema Port for that matter, is enjoying a very good recognition as being among one of the best in the sub-region. And we think in continuing with this one and this practice, we will continue to improve upon our security. And that will keep us up there and make our ports safe and secure so that commerce and can also improve.
The United States Coast Guard praised the implementation of the ISPS processes at the Port of Tema. The Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority has promised to work closely with agencies in the maritime import industry to increase the number of cargoes that come through Ghana's ports. The Acting Director General of GPHA, Michael Lugoje, made this known during a visit to the Ghana Shippers Authority. Michael Lugoje also assured that he is committed to working assiduously to improve export business in the country through productive initiatives.
So we can keep getting Ghana export sector moving forward and playing its desired role to facilitate the import-export trade through our economy, all in the interest of Ghana as a project. And you can't do that in a silo. You have to work with other agencies. We need to know what shippers are thinking about our facilities and our services. And we can't do that by talking to them individually, because I know you will have representation across the country. And so you can provide better feedback apart from which could then complement what individuals might have told us.
The Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Shippers Authority, Benonita Bismarck, pledged their support for the authority to improve services rendered to shippers.
We are an analogous institution, so we need to work with you. As Esther said, without the shippers there will be no ports, and we are here to champion their cause. So we have to work very closely together. If there are issues, we are only a phone call away. We are only a WhatsApp message away. By all means, draw on us. We'll also draw on you.
The Director General of GPHA had earlier called on the counterpart, the Director General of the Ghana Maritime Authority, which also is a key stakeholder in ensuring security on Ghana's waters. The GMA boss said his outfit will continue to police Ghana's waters to provide a safer environment for vessels that call the ports.
We are making all the requisite investments, and what does that do? And we are putting in to bring in drones, which will be 24 hours monitoring. All that we are investing in is to enhance the traffic, is to give us people confidence in our ports, which eventually will translate into money.
The DG of GPHA, Michael Lugoje, promised to collaborate with the Ghana Maritime Authority and the Ghana Navy to improve maritime security and particularly clamp down on the construction of illegal port facilities.
And we think that as a port, we own the facility where everybody comes in to play their respective roles. So we need to certainly have to be talking to each other, sharing ideas, looking at where you come in, where I come in, how we can all together move the port sector forward. So I'm grateful. I'm looking forward to more collaboration for us to do our business and do it well.
The Director General and his team also visited the TEMA Metropolitan Assembly, where its Chief Executive, Felix Mensah-Ni Ananla, pledged to cooperate with the Port Authority to improve port business.
The Acting Director General of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, Michael Lugoje, has challenged staff of GPHA to come up with ideas that will ensure that the authority reduces cost, improve efficiency, and increase revenue generation. The Director General made this known when he met management and staff at the headquarters of the organization as part of a one-on-one engagement with staffs of the various departments. Michael Lugoje emphasized that in contributing to the success of GPHA, individuals in the organization must work together as one to be able to make it a possibility.
Each person's contribution is going to contribute to how far GPHA can go. And if we don't do that and we assume it is the responsibility of management, it's the responsibility of those at the top, the ship will sink. So please, motivate yourself and do your job well.
He further highlighted that staff should not hesitate to come and share their ideas with him and senior management, since ideas shared will equally contribute to the progress of GPHA.
Good idea, but in the present circumstances, it can be applied. You'll be respected for making suggestions for improvement. You'll be respected for pointing out where we are losing money. You'll be respected for giving me ideas on how I can increase revenue. Trust me. That is the way to go. So let's keep working together as a team and doing our best in the interests of GPHA.
The Director General of GPHA, Michael Lugoje, also engaged staff of the transport section of TEMA Port and commended them for their immense role in the organization.
We are all one team that is supposed to be serving Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. And when you are in a team, there's no definition of who is more important than the other. because the team means that everybody's contribution is important.
The staff pledged their commitment to give of their best in discharging their responsibilities. Also, Michael Luguje, the acting GPHA boss, as part of his familiarization visits to the various aspects of the Port Authority after assumption of office, visited the transit terminal of TEMA Port. There, he urged the workers to acquire motivation from within themselves to give of their best to their occupations, and they will be duly rewarded.
In addition to familiarizing with stakeholder agencies, the Director General of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, Michael Lugoje, has paid courtesy calls on some chiefs and traditional leaders within the port enclave to strengthen ties between the Port Authority and the traditional leaders. At home, where the Port Authority is constructing a divining terminal called the Unity Terminal, the GPHA team was received by the Paramount Chief of the Pong traditional area, Nitete Otu, who assured the team of the safety of the people in the community as well as the users of the new facility yet to be completed. On his part, Michael Lugoje, the GPHA boss, said he will welcome ideas that are of mutual interest to the Pong community and the Port Authority.
You are always welcome to talk to us, to visit us, to come and share experience with us, to discuss the interest of the community and how we can coexist. You can coexist with the port, with us, and we'll be willing to listen and pick whatever suggestions you have. Then we can together work for the progress of the community and the port and the country as a whole.
At Lua, the delegation was received by King Professor Daffy Wellington III and his elders. Michael Lugoje noted that it is very necessary for the Port Authority to keep constant contact with the traditional council.
Thank you for all the very wise advice that you've given to me and also to the management team. We will take it up to become the guiding principle that we'll use in doing our work.
The GPHA team continued to the Chief of TEMA, Nia J. Kraku II, where the Acting Director General recognized the immense contribution of the TEMA traditional area as a significant stakeholder to the port. Michael Lugoje expressed the Port Authority's relentless desire to support the community as well.
Mohammed Samara, CEO of Meridian Port Services MPS, says his organization has ensured that optimal safety standards are observed in the performance of duties with regards to the TEMA Port expansion project. He said this is geared towards the objective of the total avoidance of work-related deaths or fatal injuries during the span of construction. Mohammed Samara informed Iron Port while updating on the progress of the expansion works, which he confirmed is advancing steadily. He intimated that so far only a single minor injury has been recorded since construction works began at the magnificent port expansion project.
We have not had any serious safety challenge. Actually, the records speak for itself. We had one single incident, of an injury, but beyond that, no fatalities, and we will not have a fatality.
A safety officer of MPS attributed the achievement to the smooth cooperation between the foreign contractors, local fieldsmen, and the safety departments of the MPS.
As far as safety is concerned, everything is moving smoothly. The Chinese and also the locals are coping with the safety department for the project to move safely. Everybody is trying his possible best to comport himself to safety for the project to move on.
The head of legal, Ebo Brown, added that MPS has a safety conformance system that ensures a continuous self-audit of safety procedures on site, thus has reinforced the deployment of best practices.
So we have a safety conformance system that takes care of contractors, takes care of people who come on site, and takes care of ourselves. We ensure that the right thing is done, it is monitored, we tell people about it, and we always ensure that if there are any gaps, there are action plans, and then the action plans are geared towards filling the gaps.
International port news are next.
A container ship operated by Mediterranean Shipping Company, MSC, has reportedly lost a number of containers while sailing between Port Elizabeth and Durban, South Africa. As informed, a total of 13 containers fell off the 9,411 TEU box ship MSC Chloe while the vessel was some 22 nautical miles off Durban in the evening hours of August 7. Additionally, another 25 CTUs have sustained damages. An alert has been issued to vessels sailing in the Indian Ocean east of South Africa to be on the lookout for cargo containers that fell off the ship. An investigation into the incident has been launched after the 2016-built Post-Panamax vessel berthed at the port of Durban last week. German market research company DS Research has reported that container handling capacity is projected to increase by 260 million TEU until 2023, developing more in line with demand. The report also indicates that container port demand is forecasted to increase by 210 million TEU until 2023. Athens-based dry dock owner Dyna Shipping has entered into a time charter contract with CJ International Italy Società per Azioni for one of its Panamax dry bulk vessels. Under the deal, Dyna's 74,381 DWT Panamax bulker Coronis would be hired for a period of 12 to 15 months. The gross charter rate for the vessel is $8,300 per day for the first 60 days of the charter period and $11,300 per day for the balance period of the time charter. The charter commenced on August 11, 2018. Dyna Shipping expects to generate around $3.89 million of gross revenue for the minimum scheduled period of the time charter.
Here's innovation from GOIL that takes you further. New GOIL Super Synthetic 5W20 and 5W30 lubes have been expertly crafted with the latest in liquid engineering technology, highly advanced for modern engines, prolongs oil change intervals, save you fuel, clean, protect and enhance engine performance. The way engines work has become complex, and GOIL has innovated to stay ahead. Expertly crafted lubricants that work excellently with all petrol and diesel engines of today. New GOIL Super Synthetic 5W20 and 5W30 lubes. Innovation that takes you further. GOIL. Good energy.
Fraud alert. GPHA does not auction. Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority wishes to inform the general public that the authority does not buy and sell on internet platforms and does not auction cars and other items in and around the port. Beware of fraudsters who claim to auction cars and other items in the ports and defraud people in the process. For further information, contact tema@ghanaports.net or call +233 303 202 758. Beware of fraudsters.
Schedules of vessels in the port, those at anchorage, those expected in the coming week, plus the Bank of Ghana exchange rate are all next on your screens. And that's it for this week's episode of Eye on Port. It is our prayer that whatever challenges and hitches there are regarding the CTN, we need them resolved ASAP. AP in capital letters, because we cannot afford to lose the businesses that are supposed to come into our country and also make our own people suffer. Thanks for watching the program. Also thanks to the entire crew, particularly the executive producers, Madam Abna Sewa Opokufosu and Madam Esther Jibidonko.